Hey, good morning. Coming to you from the Budke Serna Classic here on the campus of Trinity Valley. Let me introduce myself real quick. Tim Howard along with Mark, and glad to have, and looking forward to working with you today, sir.
Well, thanks, Tim. Look forward to being here as well. Second year for me to come over and check this out here at the Budke Serna Classic and get things, more games this year than even last year.
Lots of fun, lots of excitement here, and looking forward to our first appetizer of the day here.
Yeah.
We've got a great one, and here with your play-by-play is Mark McLean.
All right, Tim, thank you. It's the Panola Phillies taking on the Cedar Valley Suns in our first game of the day, first game of the Classic here at Trinity Valley. And, yeah, you can just go ahead and do whatever you need to do there. But we appreciate
little housekeeping going on
here.
here.
We got things happening right up to the very end here. But we're about ready to get this first contest underway here today. And we'll talk all about the Phillies at 2-3 on the season. Cedar Valley coming in here at 4-2 on the season. Still very young, obviously, in this 2023-24 basketball season for both these teams and for all the teams that are here at this Classic this weekend. Here's Cedar Valley. They will win the tip and have the ball first here this afternoon or this morning as they shoot to the basket to our left as we are looking at it. Carmela Hayden has the ball out front, passes over far side to Mia Thomas. Thomas shot from way outside is up and good, and a three-pointer is what we have to start us off here.
Yeah, Mia coming out firing and got the net all wrapped up, had a quick stoppage of play and back to action here as they cleared that.
Thomas averaging just over 14 points a ball game. And now here's Panola bringing the ball down the floor for the first time today. Phillies in their gray uniforms with the white numerals and green trim. Cedar Valley in black with the orange numerals and white trim, and we have a travel violation called on Panola on the Phillies' first visit down the floor.
Yeah, Wells got a little carried away there, took that little extra step, and they whistled her for it.
So Cedar Valley, a Division III team out of Region 5. They're in the Dallas College Cedar Valley campuses, all the Dallas College campuses. They're at the Cedar Valley campus in Lancaster as a shot is put up and good for two. Mia Thomas once again with her second basket.
Yeah, Mia is coming out on fire here in the early going. 5 quick points for her, and they lead 5-0.
8:44 to go here in this first quarter. Here's Panola with the basketball to our right. Ball goes right corner. Elizabeth Naguti has it back out front. Cross-court pass going to be stolen away by Cedar Valley. And for the Suns, back down the floor. Shot up for Hayden, no good. Cedar Valley rebound. Shot from outside here for the Suns. Thomas missed. But again, a rebound for Cedar Valley, and Hayden will bring it back out to midcourt.
Ransom had great position there, not able to actually, sorry, that was Southall had position but could not control the board.
Hayden puts up a shot from just outside the free throw line. Shot no good. Rebound comes down to Nicaelyn Wells for Panola. Phillies back down the floor in the lane. Pass out right side. Shot in and out. Offensive rebound and the putback no good. But we'll get our first foul of this game.
Yeah, that's earned that foul right there.
Fouls on the Suns, number 22, Precious Jackson
Sanders with the foul there.
Sanders out of Houston, Texas, 6-foot freshman.
We have 7:54 to go here in this first quarter.
Cedar.
Game number one
And
of
Alexa
10.
Best.
Did you say 10?
But yes, 10. 5 today, 5 tomorrow, and we are just getting underway. And Panola Phillies still finding that basket elusive to get. Maylene Go at the free throw line, 75% free throw shooter. Missed the first one, has one more coming. This one won't go either, and Cedar Valley had a rebound, lost it, and got it back. Deja Thomas brings the ball down the floor. Suns shooting to the basket to my left is driving the free throw lane area and then down along the baseline, and Sanders can't get a shot off. Hayden brings it back out to midcourt. 7.5 to go here in the first quarter. 5-0 Cedar Valley lead. And a foul here is going to be called on Malin
Fouls on the
Go
Phillies,
for
number
Panola.
24, Malin
Her
Go.
First team foul.
Yeah, that was a good closeout, denying the Suns an easy basket, eventually forcing the out of bounds.
Here's Deja Thomas with the basketball for Cedar Valley as we have 7:23 to go here in the first quarter. Thomas will drive, pass off left side, shot up, no good for Taylor Elam. Rebound for Panola. Phillies back down the floor. In the lane, putting up the shot, Elizabeth Naguri. Shot is no good, but again, a foul is
Fouls
called.
on the Phillies, number 1.
And this time, the foul is called on Carmela Hayden. That is her first. Puts Panola back at the free throw line, still in search of point number 1. And
Correction,
Naguri
fouls on number 1, Carmela Hayden.
can't get it. That's her first free throw of the season. She only averages a little over a point per game. Second shot just will not go.
My.
Offensive rebound, though, for Panola.
Good hustle to get to the board.
Vest underneath, got it. Now brings it back out here to mid-court. That's Nicaelan Wells. Cedar Valley in a kind of a zone defense. Ball goes down into paint. Now back outside to Vest. Shot from the corner as the buzzer goes off is no good. And with 6:46 to go first quarter, Cedar Valley bringing the ball back down the floor.
It's been tough sledding for the Phillies here in the early going. 0 for 4 at the stripe.
Shot up, no good. Offensive rebound. Second attempt, also no good for Cedar Valley. Panola finally gets a rebound. We'll have a reach in as far as a tie ball situation is concerned. For Panola at 2 and 3 on the season, they're averaging 62, almost 63 points a ball game. But you're taking on a Cedar Valley team that is 4 and 2. And for Cedar Valley, 9th ranked team in the nation in the latest Division III women's poll. So it's obviously some good competition from a Panola standpoint. And Cedar Valley, a team that's had just enough success and got that national recognition that they feel pretty good about themselves. 6:18 to go first quarter here. 5-0. Cedar Valley leads it. Panola basketball. Wells, far side of the floor. Shot goes up, no good. On the rebound attempt, it was Janae Southall trying to reach over a Cedar Valley player to get the rebound, and she gets called for the foul.
Janae just a little too aggressive there, and maybe more of a frustration foul than anything after the missed shot.
6 minutes to go here, first quarter. Shot for Cedar Valley was no good, but a foul is going to be called on Panola's Taja Stevens. So Stevens just into the ball game, picks up the foul.
14 fouls apiece here at the 5:59 mark of the first.
So we'll have Taylor Elam at the free throw line to shoot. She averages just over 7 points a ball game. 25% from the line is her average so far this season, but she hits the first one there. Cedar Valley, 3-game win streak. As again, they are 4-2 on the season. Next shot is up and good as well. 7-0. Cedar Valley showing some full court pressure, but Panola bringing the ball down the floor. Trey Kopic had the ball, passed off, lost it. Cedar Valley back down the floor. Thomas in the lane, passes over right side, and
Basket is good there for number 4, Taylor. Yeah.
gotcha. Monitors and all, I got blocked out on that one. 5:28 to go here. It is 9-0 Cedar Valley.
Oh, just,
And Panola just cannot buy a basket.
no, not going their way here early.
Cedar Valley back down the floor, driving the lane. Carmela Hayden, and as she goes up for the shot doesn't fall, but she is fouled. And that foul will be on Trey Kopic. Her first.
Kopic with that first foul of the ball game for her here in a 9-0 lead for the Suns. Early moments this first period of action, and glad to have you join us here on the Cardinal Sports Network here for the Budke Serna Classic. Talk more about that over the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. What it is and why it is, and how the tradition of this thing continues. As this is again, we had a really great group of games last year, but 10 games this year. That's more than we had last year. Some of the same teams are back, but some different teams are here as well. So that's it's always a fun thing to see who's here. And hopefully we'll get to talk with some folks that are involved in this to figure out how those teams get here, who's invited, and why they're invited, and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Hayden does connect on the free throw, makes it 10-0 here. Great start for Cedar Valley.
So Cedar Valley, they are cruising right along here. Panola is still on the bus.
They've had, what, hour and a half, hour 45 to get over here this morning. Maybe it's still getting that clock going a little bit.
I guess so. Fane had the ball, passed off to her right. Hannah Young going up for the shot, and a turnover. We'll give it back to Cedar Valley. And okay,
yeah, first media timeout of the morning here at the 4:54 mark. First, we'll take a quick break. Come back with more after this here on the Cardinal Sports Network. And welcome back here for the first game of the Budke Serna Thanksgiving Classic going on here. If you're unfamiliar, give you a nutshell version here. It was November 17th of back several years ago when a horrific single-engine plane crash happened, claiming the life of Coach Budke and his assistant, Serna.
Miranda Serna.
Yeah, Miranda was well beloved here at the Valley, and this is in honor of them, and we'll talk about that throughout. Back to action.
Here's Cedar Valley with a basketball. Panola trying to step up their defense out of that timeout. Cedar Valley at the free throw line. That is going to be Burks. Keely Burks passes off. Back out front it goes to Mia Thomas. Thomas lost control of the ball, and Panola will pick it up and try and take it back down the floor. Awa Fane has the ball out here at midcourt. Cedar Valley has moved to a man-to-man defense. Burks with the basketball will hand off now to Southall. Southall's shot, no good. Foul is going to be called underneath the basket. And that's going to go on Mia Thomas for Cedar Valley. That'll be her first. Well, it's going to put Panola back to a place that, well, hadn't been any better for them than any other place on the floor, and that's at the free throw line.
So if they can change that this trip, that's one thing that they're looking to do for sure.
Well, finally, Janae Southall, 71% free throw shooter, gets the first Panola point in this game. Panola as a team only shoots 55% from the line. That is certainly more than played out here. Southall's second shot is up and good as well. So the Phillies on the board here, 10-2. And the crazy thing is that they're within striking distance.
I was going to say, I don't know that the Suns have taken advantage of that. They've left a few opportunities themselves.
Here's a shot for Cedar Valley. Shot no good. Rebound comes down to Southall. Gets it ahead to Fane. And Fane underneath the basket. Has a foul called on Keely Burks for Cedar Valley. It'll be her first. 10-2. Cedar Valley leads it. 3:40 to go here. 3:42 to go in this first quarter of play.
You mentioned it a moment ago that they're still within striking distance. Hit a couple free throws though, and you're right back here, but they come up empty again at that stripe. So now 1 for 7.
Goodness. Hannah Young at the free throw line to shoot. Right-hander's second shot is no good. Missed them both. Gets the rebound though. We'll pass it back out front to Fane. Fane being guarded closely by Deja Thomas, and Thomas ends up stealing the ball and then rolls it right back to Fane, who is still laying on the floor. Fane drives, puts up the shot with the left hand, and that is the first field goal in the game for Panola at 3:19. 10-4 our score. Thomas out front here for Cedar Valley. Goes middle of the floor, now passes off right side. Cross-court pass comes to the near side of the floor. Williams gets cut off along the baseline. Gets it back out front. Now Williams gets it on the baseline in return. Her short-range shot no good. Hannah Young with the rebound.
Well, she'd like to have another crack at that one. That point-blank range and coming up empty.
So here's Panola, Taja Stevens. Pass down along the baseline. Shot for Southall is no good. Hit the bottom of the backboard. And Cedar Valley brings it back down the floor. Well, Cedar Valley might have had a little travel there for Jacayla White, but it ends up being a ball just out of bounds, okay? So Cedar Valley basketball underneath their own basket to our left. Inbounds pass and the shot for Hayden. Shot no good. Williams gets the rebound in the lane. Had her shot blocked by Young, but Young is going to draw a foul here.
And Michaela does a good job to get that offensive board in the putback. Draws the foul, going to the stripe with 2.5 left.
Deja Thomas will check out. Tamia Thomas checks back in for Cedar Valley. Taja Stevens checks out. Kaylin Wells back in for Panola. Williams at the free throw line, and her first shot is up and good. She's a 40% free throw shooter. Just averaging just over 5 points a ball game. Second shot no good. Wells with the rebound for Panola, and Phillies back down the floor. 11-4 our score. 2:20 to go here in this first quarter. This has been a brutally long first quarter.
Oh, yeah, and that makes it even longer there.
At least it just seems like it. Sure seems like it anyway.
See if they can't tighten the bolts here in this last couple of minutes and make a nice run. Only down 7, so Cedar Valley trying to finish strong here in the first.
As a shot put up by Carmela Hayden is no good, but she did draw the contact, and the foul will be called on Panola's Paige Taylor. So for Taylor, that is foul number 1 on her. It'll put Carmela Hayden at the free throw line to shoot for Cedar Valley. 66%, almost 67% for the team for Cedar Valley from the free throw line.
Eteria Gibbons checking in for Paige Taylor here. Now substitutions on the other side of things. Burks will take a seat, and Precious Jackson Sanders back into the contest for Cedar Valley.
So Hayden at the free throw line, right-hander, puts up the shot up and good. It's a 12-4. Panola had something going ever so briefly. Now Cedar Valley trying to stretch things back out here just a little bit is again Hayden at the line, and her next shot is up and good.
Increasing that lead up to a 9-point advantage here.
So Panola back down the floor. Fane has it out front, and on a screen, there's going to be a foul called on Maylin Gome, as Gome will pick up her second foul. And for Cedar Valley, they won 3 in a row, got wins over San Antonio, 97-54. East Texas Baptist, the JV, 86-45. Southwestern beat them by 20, 69-49. Panola, on the other hand, the Phillies come in here having lost 3 in a row. There's a pass in the lane to Williams. Nice spin move, puts up the shot off the rim, no good. Phillies rebound, back down the floor. Driving in the lane, and the shot up and good by Awe Fane.
Fane with a nice redirection in the paint. Gets it up and gets the bucket.
13-6. 1:15 to go here in this first quarter. And again, for Cedar Valley, Precious Jackson Sanders trying to make a move to the basket. Moved a little too much.
Yeah, got her on the step there.
Panola pass stolen away by Cedar Valley. Mia Thomas brings it back down the floor in the lane, putting up the shot. High off the backboard, no good. Rebound for Panola. Phillies back down the floor. Wells takes it all away, and it's going to be an offensive charging foul on Kaylin Wells. As the contact was made, our official was emphatic with the call. Early season form for him as well.
Yeah, he had measured up and all. So big opportunity to increase that lead here for Cedar Valley in the closing minute. Get a good look at the basket and try and add to a 7-point advantage.
Here's Hayden in midcourt. Drives, passes off in the corner, now all the way back out front to Thomas. Thomas has already dribbled once. Yep, double dribble on Thomas. Stopped her dribble and then took off again with it. It's early in the season. We're all rusty.
I was going to say, little rust over here on my side for sure. The Phillies got a chance for 2 for 1. Well, they're going to play it well.
Fane drives the lane. I thought maybe she had traveled there for a second, but instead gets the basket, and she is fouled on the play.
That's a big bucket there. Chance to climb ever so close here. Fane, count the basket, and 1 opportunity.
Hayden picks up the foul. That is her second. So it's going to put Awa Fane at the free throw line to shoot. 60% from the line is Fane. She averages 23 points a ball game. I mean, I realize it's early in the season, but if you're averaging 23 a game,
and she seems to have
you are the
extra burst.
team. Timeout's going to be taken by Latasha Keith, the 5th-year head coach for Cedar Valley.
30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. What have you been impressed with here in the early going?
Well, again, it's very early in the season for all these teams, but just the fact that that here's Cedar Valley, a team that, again, a Division III team, but they're ranked in the top 10 in the nation, so they've got some, some confidence on their side. Panola, Division I team out of this Region 14 team conference that plays Trinity Valley and Paris and Angelina and some of the other schools that are here for this classic this weekend. Phillies have a lot of new faces from last year, so they're still trying to figure out who they are. And so this is great competition for them.
Absolutely. Give them a chance to kind of, like you said, get to know each other. And it's one thing to do it in practice, but the more you get an opportunity, in game time.
Yeah, always fascinating with collegiate athletics, how you can get a team that doesn't know each other at all, hardly. And you've got them over the Thanksgiving holidays. You're going to get to know each other real fast.
You become pretty cohesive one way or the other. That's right. We're going to do it the easy way or the hard way, but we're going to do it.
That's right. Well.
A little discrepancy on the clock here. See how they end up positioning this.
Well, however you're going to do it for Panola, it's going to be Chelsea Hudson's way, as she's the second-year head coach, former assistant at Panola. And
you mentioned Fawn and her, her average of 23 plus a game.
yeah,
It seems like she's got a little extra gear in her step already when she's looking to score, gets the ball. We'll keep an eye on her and see.
well, she may have decided if we're going to get any points, I'm going to have to get them.
I was going to say, she's been the most consistent one in the early going here.
The Cedar Valley, on the other hand, Carmela Hayden, Mia Thomas, both averaged just over 14 points a game. Precious Jackson Sanders right there at 10 points a game. So they've got obviously some scores that they can pass the ball around to.
Yeah, Thomas got the first 5 points of the ball game for the Suns. She's still holding steady there here in the latter moments of this first.
Hayden brings the ball down the floor. Tough angle shot is no good. Chelsea Hudson is wanting a travel violation, and she's not going to get that. Paige Taylor, I believe, is going to be charged with the foul. It is, and that's her second. So Hayden will be at the free throw line to shoot. 17 seconds to go here in this first quarter, and Hayden's shot is up and good.
I think it's her 4 points here in the contest.
So Hayden all from the free throw line. So her 14.2 per game is coming from the line here so far today. As she hits them both.
Making it count.
15-8. Again, Cedar Valley with the lead, but it's not anywhere near the lead that it feels like they should have. As Panola quickly brings the ball down the floor with 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. In the lane, shot rolls around the rim and will not go for Wells. Cedar Valley with 4 seconds, 3 seconds out to the left corner. Shot at the buzzer is up and good for Hayden. It's a three-pointer for Hayden, and she gets that just before the buzzer sounds, and it is a 10-point Cedar Valley lead, 18-8 at the end of the first quarter.
Wow, that was a great touch right there to end it for the Suns. At the end of one, 10-point advantage. We'll step away. We'll come back with more after this on the Cardinal Sports Network.
No one ever said you need to be sick to get better. That's why at Baylor Scott & White, we're innovating how people get well and stay that way. Where prevention might just be the prescription. Way to work. Teaching is on the treatment plan. That's what I'll do. And everyone is always on the same team. Good girl. Yours. Baylor Scott & White Health, changing healthcare for the better.
Cowboy Headquarters is your one-stop shop destination in Athens. 80,000 square feet of awesome sitting on 25 acres with top brands for all your farm and ranch needs, including Prefer, Tartar, Steel, SMA, Bluebonnet, Equibrand, Trent Ward Saddlery, Professional's Choice. We have a Texas-size store with a Texas-size selection. Cowboy Headquarters just south of the Loop on Highway 19 in Athens. Cowboy Headquarters is a destination you don't want to miss. Shop online now at cowboyhq.com.
And welcome back. It is headed to the second period here of the first game of the Budke Serna Thanksgiving Classic. Glad to have you along here on the Cardinal Sports Network and on the campus of Trinity Valley here in Athens, Texas. And let's get back to action here.
All right, so we'll get the second quarter underway here. Cedar Valley in the black uniforms, black jerseys, the orange numerals, and trim will be shooting to the basket to our left here once again. Shot from way outside for the Suns. It is no good. Rebound is cleared for Ataria Gibbons in the ballgame for the first time today for Panola. Passes ahead to Kaylin Wells. Back outside to Gibbons. Gibbons will drive left side of the lane. She is hit pretty hard going down the lane. Taylor Elam picks up the foul, her first.
Mark, you talked a little bit about the end of that first quarter there. It looked like Panola was a little bit slow out of the blocks. Their goal here in the second, they got to get off to a little quick start here in the second, get things moving their direction.
A little slow is being
generous.
Very, very kind to them. As Gibbons at the free throw line, 56% shooter from the line, and her first shot is no good.
Free throws have actually really been the sore spot here this morning. They
could easily be a tie game.
Absolutely. They're struggling at the line, needless to say.
Second shot, though, for Gibbons is up and good. 18-9 our score.
Gibbons gets her first point of the morning.
So here's Cedar Valley. Deja Thomas has the ball out front. Takes it all the way over to the far side of the floor from the scores table area. Back out front to Carmela Hayden. Panola, man-to-man defense, and the ball is going to be taken away. Wells strips the ball, ends up getting it in return down along the baseline. Her pass back out front to Naguti. Naguti will drive right side of the lane. Underhand layup shot is good for Elizabeth Naguti.
I think that's the Phillies' game plan here. Attack that basket. Got to get to the basket, especially when the ball is not falling for you. Get to the basket, draw the foul, and, you know, sooner or later those free throws are going to start falling. A good take by Naguti.
Well, and Phillies showing some pressure there on the inbounds pass, but it's Naguti picking up a foul. So, you know, pressing to try and get back in a game, that's all great, fine, and wonderful, but you got to be really disciplined defensively, and the Phillies were not there. So here's Cedar Valley with the basketball. Thomas along the baseline, shot hits the bottom of the net. Rebound for Naguti, but she's going to get double teamed in the backcourt. We'll get it ahead to Wells, and Wells brings it down the floor. Had no shot, and had nobody to throw it to. Here's Cedar Valley on the fast break back down the floor. And putting up the shot was Keely Bergs, but she is fouled.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul coming here against Stevens. And, well, that was great hustle to get back. It looked like it was going to be an easy take to the basket, but nice closeout underneath. Did draw the foul, though.
So Stevens picks up her second foul. Here is Burks at the free throw line to shoot. And her first shot is no good. 8:15 to go here in this second quarter. That first quarter seemed ridiculously long.
It was
long for us. Imagine how long it was for the players.
So Coach Latasha Keith got to feel good about the lead, but also realizes, man, we should have capitalized on the opportunities because still only an 8-point game. The Phillies well within striking distance.
8 minutes to go here in the first half. Shot from outside is up and good. It's a three-pointer for Awe Fane.
Yeah, Fane with a nice touch there from beyond the arc.
But, again, defensive issues for Panola. It's just going to be a simple reach-in foul there on Janae Southall. That'll be her second foul.
Kelly Burks will inbound here for the Suns. Well, as I say that, she's checked out of the contest.
There you go. 19-14, Cedar Valley lead with 7:45 to go here in this first half. It is game 1 of 10 of the Budke Serna Classic for 2023 here at Trinity Valley. As driving, Deja Thomas, right side of the lane, and for Thomas, that is her first field goal of the ball game.
Good strong move there from the sophomore out of Dallas, going hard to the rim.
A delayed call there on the foul on Hayden, but she will pick up the foul.
Hayden with a little double take there as she gets up off the floor. Looking like, I thought I had pretty good position, but blocking foul called.
And her third foul.
She will have to sit. That's a huge, huge foul against the youngster there out of Dallas.
Trey Kopic throws the ball inbounds for Panola, and for Panola, going to be a little travel issue there against Fane. Making a move to the basket, took 1 or 2 steps too many.
I think she was going to be fine on that jump stop, but she didn't stop.
Yeah.
That extra foot.
Kept leaning.
Kept going.
Here's Thomas, Mia Thomas at midcourt for Cedar Valley. Dribbling around, trying to get it back out here to Deja Thomas at midcourt. Free throw line area. Shot up and good for Deja Thomas. Well, she averages 13 points a ball game, and all of a sudden she's hit 2 baskets in a row.
Yeah, she get her going. That will not be what the Phillies are hoping to see today.
Naguti with the ball over in the far side of the floor. Shot up and good for Hannah Young.
Hannah coming through with the soft touch.
But again, a foul called on Fane. Her first, but again, Panola, if you're going to run a trap, you've got to keep reaching in and getting those reach-in fouls.
Yeah, got to play with the feet. Got to play that defense with the feet. Get set, not like you described. Reach. The reach will get you every time.
Cedar Valley with a missed shot, so here's Panola back down the floor. Fane with the ball. 6 minutes to go here, first half. Gets it over to Young. Young way outside. Doesn't want to be out there. Passes off to Fane. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Fane looking for a screen. Doesn't get it. Ends up putting up the shot anyway, and it's up and good for 3.
Back to a ball game here. A 7-point contest at the 5:44 mark. 30-second timeout looks like here in the second. Glad to have you along here on the Budke Serna Classic here. Let's just talk a little bit about about how this tournament's come into being and what it represents.
Well, like I say, Kurt Budke was coach at Trinity Valley from '93 to 2000. During those years, teams did very, very well here at Trinity Valley. Really got the women's basketball program going. Miranda Serna was one of his players, played on the '96 national championship team. They both moved on to Louisiana Tech and then Oklahoma State, and of course a tragic plane crash that took their lives in a recruiting trip for Oklahoma State. And so I think very appropriate and really neat that Trinity Valley has this classic, bringing in the teams that they do every year. I mean, we've got the #1 team in the nation playing here this weekend in Northwest Florida State, defending national champions, and it's really good that the college, recognizes the history with Coach Budke and Miranda Serna.
Absolutely, just
keeps that going.
To memorialize, honor them, and keep that memory alive. They did so much for this college, and it's great to hear all the great comments about those two individuals that left us in 2011, and still grabs our heartstrings. Back to action here with 5.5 to go in this first half.
As Cedar Valley puts up a shot from outside. Mia Thomas shot no good, but the Suns get their own rebound. Deja Thomas brings it back out front here. Has it at midcourt. Drifts over to the right side of the floor. Passes off to Mia Thomas, who will drive the lane. Shot had to go straight up in the air, and that's where Panola gets the rebound. 23-19, Cedar Valley with the lead.
From Fane, getting straight up and down. Didn't reach, didn't get called for the foul. Good defense.
Just under 5 minutes to go here in this first half as Panola, well, they were knocking on the door, but the ball ends up going out of bounds.
Compa, they're a little too aggressive on that pass and unable to handle it on that sideline. Out of bounds, turnover against Panola.
Looking though for Cedar Valley, you had a 10-point lead at 18-8.
Yeah.
Panola couldn't buy a basket. They're right on your heels. And so for Cedar Valley, that you can't feel good about that.
Yeah, Coach Latasha Keith is having a little heartburn right now after the start that they have allowed to dissipate. But then a foul on a three-point shot's not going to help things, you would think.
Elizabeth Naguti gets charged with the foul, and it was a foul in the act of Mia Thomas taking a three-point shot. So here's Thomas, 92% from the free throw line is Mia Thomas. And so she is at the line for three. In 23-19, Panola has battled back just to get this close. But every time you get close, put Cedar Valley back at the free throw line, and they make you pay.
Yeah, Stevens has had a great first half. That's our 6th point. A couple more free throws coming here. 7 now. But you can live with someone hitting a three and you close out defense, but that foul, putting them on for 3 free throws, that really grinds your gears.
Well, especially when you put a 92% shooter at the line.
Goes 3 for 3 of that opportunity.
Sure does. So that inflates the Cedar Valley lead back to 26-19. So here's Panola.
Suns running a little press here, making them work to get over the timeline.
And the ball ends up going out of bounds off of Southall, but a foul is going to be called on Keeley Burks. Chelsea Hudson says thank you very much. 26-19, Cedar Valley lead.
Nope.
And for Panola, passed the ball and the teammate wasn't even looking for it. Then coming back down the floor, Cedar Valley had it, and Naguti is going to be charged with a foul. Boy, that's a tough one. If anything, I was going to charge her with kicking the basketball, but that was about it.
So that was a golden opportunity there they just won, like you said, weren't looking. Always got to have the head on a swivel, especially when there is a press coming at you, because defenders are chomping at the bit.
There's Deja Thomas at the free throw line, and she hits the first shot. This thing is going to be a 10-point Cedar Valley lead again here in any second now. As Thomas will have one more shot coming. And this one is up and good as well. So for Panola, here's Wells. She'll bring it down the floor, keep it herself. So she passes off to Stevens. Now to Young. Back along the baseline. Nice pass underneath the basket to Trey Kopic, and Kopic lays it up and in.
Yeah, with some great court awareness there. Remain patient, found her in the paint. She delivers the basket.
28-21 our score. Cedar Valley leads it. We've had no ties. We've had no lead change in this ball game. It has been all Cedar Valley right from the get-go. Missed shot from outside, though, and the rebound for Hannah Young, and Panola brings the ball back down the floor. Here's Wells being guarded closely, and apparently a little too close for Deja Thomas.
And Deja picks up her first foul here of the first half. We're in that 4-minute window of the final half, in the first 4 of the second half. Coach Budke used to hammer home, hey, close out the half, start the next half with excellence, and good things are going to happen. And it's so true. I mean, as you look up, that window is a golden opportunity, and man, that is where Panola needs to close this half out, as they're down 5 after that made basket.
Basket made by Fane, as Deja Thomas has it. Out here for Cedar Valley, starts right, comes back left, stops, passes cross court. Shot on the way from outside is up and good.
It's a big bucket from Burks there, that 3.
Her first 3 of the ball game, 4 points in the game for her. 2:50 and counting. It's 31-23. Panola driving left side of the lane. Shot for Kopic rolls in, and she will pick up a foul. Foul is going to be called on Kyra Lee.
Kopic with a chance for a 3-point play here. She's got 4 in the first half.
So yeah, as rough as Panola has looked in this first half, if they can close this thing or even tie it or, heaven forbid, take a lead at the end of the first half, that'd be quite a thing for them. Cedar Valley, on the other hand, you've had this great lead. You've been playing some good basketball. If you're tied or trailing at halftime, you've got to feel horrible. So this is a big swing here in the next 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, a chance to draw even closer here. Fighting through to keep that from a turnover.
Wells has it, but then lost control of it and picked up by Thomas. Deja Thomas quickly back down the floor for Cedar Valley in the lane. Thomas went up for the shot, and you could see it coming.
Yeah, drawing that charge. Taylor, number 4, Kopic there. Triana getting in position, and good job there to draw the foul.
So again, there's Cedar Valley showing some full court pressure with 2:10 to go here in the first half. Wells will bring the ball down the floor. Still at half court, and she didn't get it across. Thomas put just enough defensive pressure on her, and I hate to say it from a Panola standpoint, but I don't see a team full of ball handlers here.
That's going to be a tough mountain to climb too across the season.
In the lane, an extra step was taken there for Taylor Elam. No call, but she lost control of the ball anyway. Looking over here at the bench, Latasha Keith for Cedar Valley. She does not look impressed right now.
She's
her team
ready
has
for this minute 36 to happen and get to the locker room and talk to her squad.
Her team has a 6-point lead, and I don't think she's. I can't tell her she's not happy. She's not mad. She's just trying to figure this first half out.
Maybe so. As we've talked about numerous occasions, only a 6-point game, and they haven't played their best either. So she's got to be a little bit frustrated with the way her squad has performed.
Here's a lost ball, and again for Cedar Valley with the Thomas youngsters and some of their others, they've got good ball handlers, but they've still lost the ball a few times. And here is Taja Stevens going up for a shot. Shot is good, and she is fouled by Taylor Elam.
Nice job at the basket there, keeping control with the body, and then gets up, draws the foul, and finishes.
For Stevens, that's her first basket of the game. 31-27 is the score. Cedar Valley leads it, and for Stevens, she averages 6.5 points a ball game, but this is going to be her first free throw of the season. And she is right there with the rest of her teammates.
Boy, they have struggled mightily at the line today.
Thomas.
Earlier we said they could be tied when they were down 10. They could be up by 10 if they hit the free throws today.
No
It's
doubt.
just not falling.
Thomas out front here for Cedar Valley. Goes far side of the floor with it. Now back out front to Deja Thomas. Looking for a screen, gets it, goes around the screen, double dribbled with the ball, no call. Missed the shot anyway, and the ball ends up going out of bounds. Officials are going to say last touched by Nikila Williams for Cedar Valley. So it'll be Panola basketball with every bit of 39 seconds to go here in this first half. They can make it a 1-point game. If they
Go
can
ahead
hit
and
a
call
three
your
here.
shot. A 3 with a foul to tie it.
Wow, gee.
Good take. Oh,
Kopic driving to the basket is fouled on the play.
I do like how they're attacking the basket, though. Much more aggressive here in this second period of play than they kind of started.
Of course, if you're Cedar Valley, foul them. Don't give them an open shot. Foul them. Put
'em earn it.
Panola at the free throw line.
Yeah, normally you don't say make them earn it at the free throw line, but that's the case here as it has been the first half.
So Kopic's first shot is up and good. Has another one coming. And she hits them both. Hadn't said that all first half.
I was going to say, that's a rarity in this first half.
2-point ball game at 31-29 with 25 seconds to go here in the first half. Mia Thomas back out front to Deja Thomas for Cedar Valley Suns. Out of Dallas College, Lancaster campus. In the lane, shot up, no good. Rebound comes right down into the hands of Williams underneath the basket. Her shot, no good. Or for Sanders, let's make it. And Panola has a shot at the buzzer, and that's no good. Awe Fane had her shot kind of deflected out of her hands. And we've come to halftime, and what we had a feeling was going to be a Cedar Valley runaway has turned out to be a 2-point ball game at 31-29.
Good ball game here at the half, and we'll talk a little bit more about it here in a few moments as we take a quick timeout and bring you more coverage from the Budke Serna Thanksgiving Classic here on the Cardinals Sports Network.
Finding success in life is a journey. Whatever road you're on, take the next step at Trinity Valley Community College. Whether you want to get new job skills, work toward a degree, or just take classes for fun, TVCC can design a plan just for you. As an Aspen Prize Top 150 U.S. Community College, TVCC in Athens, Kaufman, Palestine, and Terrell delivers a quality, affordable education, and financial aid is available. Visit us at tvcc.edu.
At First State Bank, we like to say we're big enough to help, small enough to care. Our communities and the families and businesses within them are what have mattered most to us for decades. Since 1935, our commitment has been to not only support local, but to foster growth for generations to come. We've given back to organizations that help our community thrive, and with 6 convenient locations, we continue to do our part in serving you, our communities, our businesses, our families.
Our offense was dominating this year. Fast, powerful, virtually unstoppable. In fact, the only slow member of the team was me. When I was sidelined with ankle pain, it put the whole season at risk. So, just like when my players need the best care, I turned to a proven provider. Now, I'm back in the game.
Get the care you need at physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital, or visit tsjh.org to find a specialist today.
No one ever said you need to be sick to get better. That's why at Baylor Scott & White, we're innovating how people get well and stay that way. Where prevention might just be the prescription. Teaching is on the treatment plan. And everyone is always on the same team. Yours. Baylor Scott & White Health, changing healthcare for the better.
Cowboy Headquarters is your one-stop shop destination in Athens. 80,000 square feet of awesome sitting on 25 acres with top brands for all your farm and ranch needs, including Preferred, Tartar, Steel, SMA, Bluebonnet, Equibrand, Trent Ward Saddlery, Professional's Choice. We have a Texas-sized store with a Texas-sized selection. Cowboy Headquarters just south of the Loop on Highway 19 in Athens. Cowboy Headquarters is a destination you don't want to miss. Shop online now at cowboyhq.com.
To the clear. He passes it straight. What a straight. Come on.
That was amazing.
Oh my God.
CC immediately just had his dominant control here.
Long before the craving hit you, when nothing else would do but Texas barbecue, we were way ahead of you. Dickey's Barbecue Pit satisfies your craving, delivered where you want it, when you want it. Order online or use our app. Dickey's delivers.
Finding success in life is a journey. Whatever road you're on, take the next step at Trinity Valley Community College. Whether you want to get new job skills, work toward a degree, or just take classes for fun, TVCC can design a plan just for you. As an Aspen Prize Top 150 U.S. Community College, TVCC in Athens, Kaufman, Palestine, and Terrell delivers a quality, affordable education, and financial aid is available. Visit us at tvcc.edu.
At First State Bank, we like to say we're big enough to help, small enough to care. Our communities and the families and businesses within them are what have mattered most to us for decades. Since 1935, our commitment has been to not only support local, but to foster growth for generations to come. We've given back to organizations that help our community thrive, and with 6 convenient locations, we continue to do our part in serving you, our communities, our businesses.
I was a runner. I was up to running 3 miles a day every morning. When I was diagnosed with lung cancer, I was shocked because I'm not a smoker. Baylor, Scott and White, the facility, the staff, everyone has been so amazing. I love the fact that I can breathe.
When I first heard that I had cancer, I was referred to Baylor Scott and White immediately. It was really important for me to be able to get my chemotherapy and everything here because I wanted to be close to my friends, my family. They were so confident and made me feel at ease and supported me. I felt like I was their only patient, and I knew they had several people that they were dealing with, but I was the most important person.
I had like a week of headaches. Throughout that week, I went to my local hospital. They referred me to Baylor Scott and White. They gave me an MRI. The tumor that was inside of my head was cancer. Baylor Scott and White has given me this new technology that helps decrease the growth rate of my cancer cells. The doctor I have right now, he's just amazing. It's a great feeling to know the guy who's taking care of me actually really cares about me.
Baylor Scott and White Health, changing cancer care for life.
Cowboy Headquarters is your one-stop shop destination in Athens. 80,000 square feet of awesome sitting on 25 acres with top brands for all your farm and ranch needs, including Prefer, Tartar, Steel, SMA, Bluebonnet, Equibrand, Trent Ward Saddlery, Professional's Choice. We have a Texas-size store with a Texas-size selection. Cowboy Headquarters just south of the loop on Highway 19 in Athens. Cowboy Headquarters is a destination you don't want to miss. Shop online now at cowboyhq.com.
To the clear. He passes it straight. What a straight one!
That was amazing.
Oh my God!
CC immediately having dominant control here.
Long before the craving hit you, when nothing else will do but Texas barbecue, we were way ahead of you. Dickey's Barbecue Pit satisfies your craving, delivered where you want it, when you want it. Order online or use our app. Dickey's delivers.
Classic here at Trinity Valley Community College in Athens. It is a 31-29 Cedar Valley lead here over the Panola Phillies at this halftime of this first game. A quick recap on scoring of the first half from a Cedar Valley standpoint. Led by Carmela Hayden with 8 points. Mia Thomas also with 8, 6 for Deja Thomas, 4 for Taylor Elam, as well as Keely Burks with 4. For Panola, off to a ridiculously slow start there in that first half as they were behind 18-8 at the end of the first quarter, but came on and made it a 2-point game here at halftime. Alway Fani leads away with 14 points in the first half, 6 for Trey Kopic, and then 2 apiece for several other of the Phillies here. So,
yeah, Mark, you were talking a little bit about that slow start. We get a chance to look at some highlights here of the first half. I mean, if you go back, there were over 10 missed free throws in the first half by the Ponies, and that would be huge right now. A totally different ball game if they come through at the stripe, which generally speaking is the forte of this game.
Yeah, and so again, it's a very fascinating first half. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in either locker room to hear the
You're a
coaches.
braver man than me. I would have been a little scared to be in that locker room.
Well,
but you're exactly right. It had to be a little bit of a gut check time there for him.
Well, for Panola, for Chelsea Hudson, I'm sure she's telling her team we got to hold on to the ball. We got a little more fundamentals, hit a free throw, things like that. For Latasha Keith at Cedar Valley, they had a 10-point lead. Everything was going their way in the first half. And again, they're the number 9 team in the nation in the latest Division III NJCAA poll. So they are not a bad basketball team by any stretch of the imagination, or even early in the season as we are. And so she's probably got to be fussing at her team a little bit. How did you let a 10-point lead evaporate on you?
Squandered away. Well, we're about set for the second half here of Panola versus Cedar Valley. I want to remind you, coming up, scheduled for 1 o'clock, it's Paris versus LSU Eunice. So we'll look forward to bringing that to you as well. Now let's get back to the start of the second half with play-by-play, Mr. Mark McClain.
And since you bring that up, I mean, let's just go ahead and look at the schedule here. LSU Eunice and Paris next. But then, my goodness, number 1 team in the nation, defending national champions, Northwest Florida. The Raiders back again this year, taking on South Plains. What a matchup that is for this afternoon. And then you got Angelina and Three Rivers. Three Rivers, the number 11 team in the nation in the latest poll. And then Hill and Trinity Valley. Trinity Valley, number 13 team in the nation in the latest poll.
Should be a good day for hoops today. Looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us on the Cardinal Sports Network. And here's Mark with play-by-play.
Michaela Wells has the ball for Panola as we start this second half. We'll pass off to the free throw line to Kopic. And right there is going to be a jump ball. Surprised we haven't seen more of that. Usually in the women's basketball, that jump ball is an easy call for the officials to make, and they do it a lot.
It took all of 18 seconds to get the first one here in the second half.
So be interesting to see, as you mentioned earlier, about these first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half. Be interesting to see how these two teams play it. As a shot taken from outside for Cedar Valley, no good. Rebound for Panola. Wells back down the floor. Wells drives, left side of the lane, shot up and good. And dare I say it, we are tied for the first time today at 31 apiece.
Michaela Wells going strong. Uses the body well, puts the left hand off the window, and it's good. Like I said, tied up here in the second half.
Thomas off to Thomas at the top of the circle. Backs up, takes the shot up and good for Mia Thomas for 3.
She started out the ball game much the same way on the other end of the floor. That gives her 11 now.
Yep. And here is Michaela Wells out of midcourt for Panola, off to Kopic at the free throw line. Gets around the defender, drives, shot up and good for Treyana Kopic. 1 point lead for Cedar Valley at 34-33. Here's Cedar Valley, shot again from way outside, no good, and Kopic just lets the ball go out of bounds off of the Carmela Hayden miss.
Yeah, Treyana had it blocked out well, said, I'll just let this one bounce out of bounds here. Chance for Panola to take the lead here.
For the first time today, the Phillies can take a lead if they can get a basket to go for them here. Here's Stevens now back out front. Shot from the far side of the floor is no good. Offensive rebound for Kopic. Shot is good for Kopic, and she is fouled. Precious
Great offensive
Jackson
rebound.
Sanders
Takes the board, puts it back up and in.
So 35-34. Panola leads it for the first time today, and Kopic will be at the free throw line to shoot. And her shot is up and good. It's a 2-point lead for the Phillies.
I just had the feeling that the Phillies kept, chipping away at that thing, and it was just a matter of time, and they climbed the mountain and now on top by 2.
7:55 to go here in this third quarter. Underneath the basket, trying to put up a prayer of a shot, Michaela Williams, but she is going to be fouled by Hannah Young for Panola. her second.
Michaela will go to the stripe here. Chance to tie it back up with 2 free throws coming. 6-foot freshman, or forward rather, the sophomore out of Dallas.
40% from the line for Williams. First shot up and good.
Correction, out of Richardson. Excuse me, I looked just the wrong. The eyes aren't as young as they used to be. I'll leave it like that.
Second shot for Williams, up and good as well. 7:50 here in this third quarter for Panola. Bring the ball back down the floor as we are tied at 36. Shot from the left corner is off the rim, no good. Cedar Valley now at the other end of the floor. Suns in the black uniforms with the orange numerals and white trim, shooting to the basket to our right here in the second half. Hayden out front puts up the shot, banks it in for Hayden.
She called glass, so I think it will count. Gets the backboard, and it's a favorable shot. Oh, nice take.
2-pointer for Hayden, and then Wells comes right back down the floor and lays it in herself.
Michaela
38-38.
Driving through traffic, goes up and strong with the finish.
Tied for the third time all here in this third quarter. Driving, shot up for Cedar Valley. Hayden with the miss. Rebound for Taja Stevens. And she'll bring it back down the floor. Off to Kopic. Kopic way outside shot. Bounces around the rim a couple of times. Won't go. Second attempt also won't go. Panola in the lane a long time. No call. And the Phillies hang on to the ball.
Fane with the offensive glass twice.
And Kopic driving down the left side of the lane. Puts it up and in again. Had to bounce off the rim a time or two. That rim's giving Phillies fits today.
Back up in front.
40-38 with 6:12 to go here. Driving to the lane is Hayden. Had the ball taken out of her hands. Back down the floor we go the other way. And an awkward shot for Fane is no good. Rebound off to Taja Stevens. Back out front. Panola will start over. Here's Wells in midcourt. Being guarded closely. Ball ends up in the backcourt. And beating her to the basketball is Deja Thomas. Thomas passes off to Thomas. And the law firm of Thomas & Thomas is good for a layup shot.
Do we have a disclaimer at some point that we need to say that results are not typical? That was well executed. It was all a hustle play too. She just beat her to the basket, or basketball, and made an easy basket on the layup.
So here's Wells out front in the lane. Shot up, no good. Rebound tipped around a few times. Ends up going out of bounds. Last touched by Cedar Valley.
.15 mark here. About to check into the contest will be Malin Go.
Tied at 40.
Southall back in as well.
.15 to go here in this third quarter. All tied up at 40 apiece. Panola basketball. Phillies have 20 seconds on the shot clock, so no real hurry here. But they do get a pass off and a nice shot underneath the basket. Shot no good. Second attempt also no good.
A little too unselfish there. I think Fane better off to take that shot and the extra pass.
So tied up at 40, and here comes Cedar Valley back down the floor. Hayden out front, and Hayden has been active on the shots, and she takes another one here. It's a three-pointer for Hayden, and it's almost got to where she is going to take that shot every time down the floor.
Now, rightfully so, Carmela Hayden now with 13 here in the ball game.
Second lead change as Cedar Valley goes back in front, 43-40. Stevens will check out.
Be interesting to see how, in this early point in the season, how both teams are able to hold up under conditioning here. A lot of substitutions early going. Quick timeout coming here.
4:37 to go here in this third quarter. Again, it was a 2-point 31-29 Cedar Valley lead at halftime. Prior to that, though, it had all been Cedar Valley. 18-8 was the lead for the Suns at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, as you think back to that start of this, it has to have Coach Latasha Keith and her squad just thinking about what should have been right now. They had a chance to pull out and pull away, but to the Phillies' credit, they have battled all the way back and took the lead. Back and forth we go, but Cedar Valley with a 3-point advantage right here with 4:37 to go in the third quarter.
We were talking there a few moments ago about the schedule for today. Of course, keep in mind, it's a 2-day event, and so all these teams playing today also play tomorrow, as Panola will take on LSU Eunice tomorrow at 1. Cedar Valley will take on Hill College at 5. We've been doing this a long time. What do you think over the years? Do you like this classic compared to the regular bracket tournament?
Well, I think it's interesting how, because you can kind of schedule it in. You know that, hey, we're looking at 2 games, and you're going to, from the fans' perspective, it's great. You're getting a chance to see teams from all over the region. And you mentioned the defending champion going to be here later at 3 o'clock today. So if you're in our viewership area, get on down to the Cardinal campus here, TVCC campus. It's going to be some great basketball all weekend long.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a foul called on Hannah Young for Panola, her third. It'll be Cedar Valley basketball. And again, if you've been to this event before in years past, yes, you got some of the same teams here this year, but really good quality teams. But we have some new blood. Cedar Valley, they're here for the first time. There's 3 Rivers from Missouri coming in here. As Awe Fane drives the lane, shot rolls in, and she is fouled by Mia Thomas.
It's a good drive there, driving and drawing contact. Chance to tie it up here. 4 minutes to go in the third.
In 43-42, Cedar Valley leads it. So here's Fane at the free throw line. And the right-hander shot is up and good, and we are knotted up at 43-43.
17 points on the afternoon for her. You mentioned her average coming into the day today. She had 14 at the break, coming in averaging right at 23 plus. So kind of a slow start here in this third for her, but quickly getting to the stripe and moving forward now with 17 on the afternoon. Leading scorer for the Phillies.
Jacayla White at the free throw line for Cedar Valley. Puts up her first shot. It's good. The 25% free throw shooter hits them both, as she's seeing her first action of the game here in this third quarter. Cedar Valley back on top, 45-43. Now Panola shot from way outside, no good, but the rebound taken by the Phillies. Baseline shot from the left side, that is no good. And Fane is going to pick up her second foul on a reach over. Trying to get that rebound.
Fane not real pleased with the call. Pleading her case, but to no avail.
3.5 to go here in this third quarter. 45-43, Cedar Valley lead. Cedar Valley basketball momentarily, and then a tie ball in the free throw lane area, and it'll be Panola basketball.
So good defense here from Phillies as Kopic forced her to go left, and that's when the trouble ensued.
Wells brings the ball down the floor for Panola. Bounce pass goes to Go. Now Panola driving left side of the lane, trying to put up the left-handed layup is Kopic. Shot is no good, but she is fouled by Keely Burks.
3:05 to go here in the third. Coach Henderson talking about the contact away from the basketball. You see a shot of her sharing her her frustration a little bit here. Chance to tie it up at the line.
And Kopic's shot is no good. And Chelsea Hudson says, it's a long season. We're going to see you several times as an official. Call this stuff on me. Kopic hits 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 1 point ball game. It's 45-44. Cedar Valley leads Cedar Valley basketball. Nice bounce pass down low, but foul, or was she out of bounds?
Got a push there.
Fane will pick up the foul, her third.
So that'll be her third foul on the afternoon. Let me double check that.
Yeah, for Fane, it's her third.
Third foul, okay.
Yeah. Paige Taylor checks into the ball game for her. And again, at the free throw line is going to be White. And White, she's 3 for 3 from the line. Next shot on the way up and good as well. 47-44, Cedar Valley back in front and stretching out that lead just a touch. Here's Panola, basketball far side of the floor. Kopic now back around here on the near side to Southall. Go in the lane, goes up for a shot, and she will be fouled. I'm sure Cedar Valley was looking for a tie ball, but they don't get that. Jacayla White picks up the foul, her first.
Well, we got a quick break here. Coach Keith, we talked about the frustration she had to be feeling with her squad. She's got to be equally impressed that they've not, once that lead was given up, they haven't let it deter them. They got the lead back, and they've kind of been back and forth ever since. But oftentimes you climb that mountain, get up over the top, it's easy to find yourself down 10 the other way. So they've been battling all afternoon themselves.
Go misses the first free throw and will miss them both. Panola almost had a rebound, but didn't have that. Instead, it's going to be a foul called on Maylin Go, her third, as she reached in there to try and get the ball back. The scoreboard says it's her fourth. I'll go with that. Going to put Mia Thomas at the free throw line to shoot for Cedar Valley. Again, the Suns lead it 47-44. 2:29 to go here in this third quarter as the first shot for Thomas up and good. I tell you though, from a Panola standpoint, you work so hard to get this thing even and even take a lead there for a moment. And then if the other team starts regaining the lead and pull it away from you, you are just out of gas.
Yeah, it takes so much to get back up there and tie it up. That's often the case there. So we'll see what they've got in the tank.
49-44, Cedar Valley lead. Kopic with the ball for Panola. Back out front to Wells. Shot for three. Round the rim, no good. And rebound for Cedar Valley. Elam came down with it. Shot from outside for Cedar Valley. That's no good. Ball tipped around and will finally be taken out at midcourt and just throwing it ahead for Kopic. And while bodies are laying all over the floor, Kopic is going to go down the floor and lay it up and in.
Yeah, that Williams and Thomas, boy, they had a head-on collision.
I kept expecting a whistle to stop play for a foul of some sort against somebody. Could have gone either way.
Well, both teammates kind of looking at each other after they collided right in front of the Cardinal logo here. And wow, glad to see them able to get up and moving. Shake the cobwebs out a little bit after that.
I guess so. But 49-46 with just under 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter.
There's a big bucket on the other end there as back to a 3-point advantage. Cedar Valley, the Suns trying to close out this third with the lead.
Deja Thomas takes it from the near side of the floor all the way to the far side. And we get a travel violation. This Taylor Elam got called for the travel as she made a move to the basket. Other than Precious Jackson Sanders on the floor right now for Cedar Valley, I mean, Panola as a team, they certainly have a height advantage on Cedar Valley. But so far that has not worked to their advantage for the entire game today. Paige Taylor passes back out to a teammate out of midcourt. Kopic now, far side of the floor. Passes off to Southall. Passing the ball around the perimeter. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, and the official says last touch by Tasia Stevens for Panola.
Yeah, Tasia never got that shot off. Clock was winding down on her, but could not control the basketball out of bounds off the Phillies.
1:10 to go here, third quarter. Cedar Valley back out front it comes to Thomas, as they are more than happy to run that clock down as much as they can. Thomas down low in the lane. Turnaround shot for Elam is up and good. 51-46 Cedar Valley. 45 seconds to go here in the third.
Phillies got to be careful here. That lead exploding to 5 now.
Wells to Kopic, and as soon as Kopic got the pass, she was fouled on the play for Taylor Elam. So Elam picks up her third.
Puts them on the free throw line here in the bonus here in the third.
And again, if you're Cedar Valley, why not? I mean, Panola
that may be the strategy as we saw in the first half.
Yeah, Panola has not shown that they can consistently hit the free throws, even though Kopic, I guess as things go, she's the one that you don't want to foul. And she's hit 5 free throws in the game now. Second shot is up and good as well. So Kopic has 6 of Panola's 10 free throws made today.
She's been a steady free throw shooter for the Phillies here.
51-48, 30 seconds to go, third quarter. Thomas off to White. Now from the right corner, shot no good. Rebound for Panola. But there's Cedar Valley with a double team underneath the basket. And a foul is going to be charged on Deja Thomas.
Thomas, for all intents and purposes, gives you 2 points here. 94 feet from the basket. That is, if, Kopic continues shooting the ball well at the free throw line. She has, as you just mentioned.
Yeah. 51-48. So Kopic back at the line, and again, shot is up and good.
Shooting with a lot of confidence at the stripe here for Panola. Chance to pull within 1.
And that shot is up and good. Kopic gets the Phillies back to within 1 at 51-50. Here's Cedar Valley at midcourt. White, pass off, shot no good. Rebound comes down to Panola's Elizabeth Nagudi.
He called her for steps underneath.
Well, I think the steps were aided, but oh well.
Nagudi is saying, well, yeah, if you get shoved from underneath, it's hard not to travel.
Cedar Valley, yep, Cedar Valley inbounds the ball with 7 seconds to go in the quarter. All the way back out here to White at midcourt, off to Thomas. Shot grazes the bottom of the rim, the bottom of the net, and will go out of bounds. And we have come to the end of this third quarter, and Cedar Valley, kind of a back and forth third quarter, but Cedar Valley leads by 1, 51-50 over Panola at the end of 3.
Our offense was dominating this year. Fast, powerful, virtually unstoppable. In fact, the only slow member of the team was me. When I was sidelined with ankle pain, it put the whole season at risk. So, just like when my players need the best care, I turned to a proven provider. Now, I'm back in the game.
Get the care you need at physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital or visit tsjh.org to find a specialist today.
Cowboy Headquarters is your one-stop shop destination in Athens. 80,000 square feet of awesome sitting on 25 acres with top brands for all your farm and ranch needs, including Preferred, Tartar, Steel, SMA, Bluebonnet, Equibrand, Trent Ward Saddlery, Professional's Choice. We have a Texas-sized store with a Texas-sized selection. Cowboy Headquarters just south of the Loop on Highway 19 in Athens. Cowboy Headquarters is a destination you don't want to miss. Shop online now at cowboyhq.com.
Welcome back, Budke Serna Thanksgiving Classic. We're set for the fourth quarter here. 51-50, Cedar Valley leading Panola. Here's Mark with your play-by-play.
Cedar Valley controls it to start this fourth quarter. Out front, Mia Thomas will give it off to Deja Thomas. Panola in a zone defense to start this fourth quarter. Here's Hayden out front. She was shooting left and right there in that third quarter. Puts up the shot here, and are they going to call a charging foul on her?
Got a charge there in the paint.
Sure did. Carmela Hayden leaned in and picks up a charge. That is her fourth foul.
Yeah, that's a big one there from the beauty.
Phillies bringing the ball down the floor. Almost lost control of it. Taken by Hannah Young. Young will give it off to Trey Kopic. Now back outside here on the near side of the floor. Shot is up and good for three for Tasia Stevens.
Big basket for Stevens, getting the lead back for the Phillies there. And Hayden has to be careful now, playing with 4 fouls.
Good shot is up and good right underneath the basket for Cedar Valley.
Oh boy, they got steps there on Fane.
I believe that was Nikayla Williams on that last basket for Cedar Valley to tie us up at 53.
So now Cedar Valley will inbound underneath.
9:01 to go here in this fourth quarter. Thomas out front. Again, Panola in a zone defense here. And Thomas will take a shot from way outside, up and good for 3 for Mia Thomas.
Mia Thomas had 7 in the third quarter and starts out where she left off here in the fourth with that 3.
Gives her 18 for the ball game. And it gives Cedar Valley a 3-point lead, 56-53. Now driving down the lane, Kopic. Shot goes in, and a foul has been called. Foul called on Jakayla White, her second for Kopic.
Great body control there, and gets the ball to roll the cylinder and through. Chance to tie it up at the stripe here after getting her 22nd point.
8 of those coming from the free throw line. Right-hander shot is up and good. 8:29 to go here in the fourth. We've been tied 6 times, all here in the second half. Had 3 lead changes, and Cedar Valley has the ball right now.
For the Phillies, Kopic and Fane have 40 of the 56 points on the board between those two. A good afternoon for both of those young ladies.
Mentioned the ties. This 56-56 is our 7th tie of the game as Thomas drives, passes off, shot comes up short, second attempt also no good. But Cedar Valley maintains possession until a foul is called on Panola's Janae Southall.
Yeah, Southall picking up her 3rd foul here, way out front.
Cedar Valley basketball with 20 seconds on the shot clock, and I expect them to take most of that, and of course they don't. Ball loose at midcourt, and one player diving for it, another player's getting charged with a foul for holding him. as Kopic will pick up the foul.
Only her second foul, but boy, that was a frustrating one for Philly fans as they saw that ball just rolling in no man's land and looked like they were going to have a crack at it.
Seems like, though, that's been the issue here today is even the loose balls, Panola's just a step behind getting there. The Cedar Valley team, I'll give them credit. They're smaller, but they are very quick. Shot this time from outside, no good. And Panola back down the floor. Stevens stops, jump shot, rattles the rim. Rebound comes down to Precious Jackson Sanders. Passes off to Mia Thomas, and Thomas will bring it back down the floor. Out to White here at midcourt. 7:05 to go here in this fourth quarter. Game 1 of 10 this weekend at Trinity Valley.
Nice
Pass is going to be stolen away.
Yeah.
Fane will take it down the floor, and everything became slow motion all of a sudden for Fane and for Cedar Valley defensively.
Fane was like, thank you very much. She just strolled to the basket for an easy one there.
And before you know it, you look up and see we've had our fourth lead change as Panola is back on top. For a second. Mia Thomas puts it up and good.
Yeah, we're going back and forth, battling here. First game of the Budke Serna Thanksgiving Classic. 1 of 10.
A tone setter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shot no good for Panola. Second attempt off of the rebound, no good. Third attempt for Nicaelan Wells is good. And Panola back on top, 60-58.
Nicaelan with a nice left hand underneath the basket, tying it up or taking the lead.
Thomas drives, her shot no good. Here's Panola with the rebound. Panola trying to run back down the floor, but again, Cedar Valley was right there with them until you got to the tail end of it. Pass off to Hannah Young, and Young lays it up and in.
Yeah, they've got an opportunity here, the Phillies do, if they can tighten the bolts defensively. And I feel like Coach Keith felt that too, wanted to stop some of that momentum, and they'll take a timeout.
5:29 to go here in this fourth quarter. Panola 62, Cedar Valley 58, and we have a timeout on the floor.
So a 4-point lead, 5:29 to go here, and we'll talk it over on the Sun side as they come in here with that 4-2 mark, and the Phillies trying to pull even at 3-3.
Yeah, again, so early in the season though, and the teams have. It's amazing how many teams in this classic may not play each other this weekend, but they have played each other.
Yep.
Dallas, Cedar Valley. Again, they've played Hill already this season. For Panola, coming in here today, they've played South Plains just recently. So those two teams, 4 teams have seen each other. Some of the others, LSU Eunice, my goodness, they've got the game today. They'll play again tomorrow. They stay here to play Trinity Valley on Sunday. Then they play Tyler Monday.
They're going to get a lot of hoops in against some quality opponents over the next few days. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, if you're in the area, come on out, watch it in person, man. This is some great hoops over the next 2 days, and glad to be able to bring it to you here on the Cardinal Sports Network. Back to action.
5:29 to go here in the fourth. Panola with a 62-58 lead. Cedar Valley basketball. Deja Thomas will pass off to Mia Thomas. Now in the lane, turnaround jumper, no good for Nicaelan Williams. Rebound, second shot, also no good for Cedar Valley. Now here's Panola. Chelsea Hudson directing traffic over here at the bench, telling her team to take the ball back out to midcourt, run some clock here.
Yeah, up 4 with 5 minutes to play.
Kopic with the basketball, and she will just pull up and put up the outside shot. That is no good. Cedar Valley rebound. Suns quickly on the break, back down the floor, get cut off. Now here's a shot from the far corner. That is no good. Rebound comes down to Panola. Young with the rebound. Outlet pass almost stolen away by Cedar Valley. But Fane will bring it back down the floor for Panola.
Yeah, Deja Thomas made a beat on the ball, but good recovery by the Phillies.
Now underneath the basket, a shot is no good for Panola. For Young, Kopic got the rebound, and on her shot attempt, she's going to be fouled.
Yeah, Williams coming down with a hammer.
Of course, it's a very awkward situation here from Panola's standpoint because you got a lead 62-58, and they've worked so hard to get to this lead as Kopic at the free throw line hits another one. But again, I don't see ball handling skills as Panola's strength right now. And if you're trying to kill some clock,
it's going to be tough.
You better have somebody that can dribble out there.
Yeah, and anyone besides Kopic, who just missed a free throw, has struggled at the line today. So it'll be interesting down the final 4 minutes here, see how this thing shakes out.
63-58. Here's Hayden out to Thomas. Thomas faked the pass, now does the pass back to Mia Thomas. And she took an extra step in the lane, came down, went back up, came down again. Travel violation.
Yeah, that'll cost them a turnover there. So Panola in really good shape here. Be patient, get a good look at the basket. You've got 30 seconds on the shot clock. By no means are you killing the clock, but you don't want to force it. I mean, get a good look.
And now we're going to have a foul called on Panola as Hannah Young is going to be charged with the foul. Just like the teams, it's a fascinating contrast with the coaches here as well. Chelsea Hudson, she works the sideline hard, but she sat on the bench. When she was Eddie Kite's assistant at Panola, she sat on the bench and let Eddie Kite patrol the sidelines. And now she does, and lets the officials have an earful. Latasha Keith, on the other hand, she is very calm and collected on her team's bench.
Back to Coach Hudson. She learned a lot there from Coach Eddie Kite, who's now the athletic director here at Trinity Valley. Yep. It's always interesting to.
3 seconds in the lane on Cedar Valley is going to give the ball back to Panola with 3:28 to go in the ballgame.
Turnovers are crucial at this point in the ballgame here. We've seen several from both the Suns and the Phillies here in the last couple of minutes.
Here is Panola driving, shot with the right hand, no good that time for Kopic. Here's Hayden back down the floor for Cedar Valley. Her shot off the front of the rim. Got her own rebound, went right back up for it, and a foul is called on Paige Taylor.
Yeah, that's going to be on Taylor, her
third. Kind of looked like Panola was just standing there in the lane.
A little flat-footed.
Yeah, and so
it was a hustle move there by Hayden.
And she is at the free throw line, and her first shot is no good. So here's Hayden. She 13 points in the ball game. Shot the ball a lot there in the third quarter. But here down the stretch, when she needs to make some shots, she's coming up empty until right there.
Goes 1 or 2 at the stripe. I don't know if our crowd mics picked it up a few moments ago. Coach Hudson was decreeing it's winning time. Come on, ladies, we got to step up.
Stevens' shot from outside, no good. Rebound is tipped over to a Fane, and then a violation called on Panola, and it's going to be Cedar Valley basketball with 2:54 to go here in the fourth quarter of game 1 of the Budke Serna Classic here this weekend at Trinity Valley.
Yeah, big moment here with 2:54 to go. We'll step away.
Our offense was dominating this year. Fast, powerful, virtually unstoppable. In fact, the only slow member of the team was me. When I was sidelined with ankle pain, it put the whole season at risk. So just like when my players need the best care, I turned to a proven provider. Now I'm back in the game.
Get the care you need at physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital or visit tsjh.org to find a specialist today.
Cowboy Headquarters is your one-stop shop destination in Athens. 80,000 square feet of awesome sitting on 25 acres with top brands for all your farm and ranch needs, including Preferred, Tartar, Steel, SMA, Bluebonnet, Equibrand, Trent Ward Saddlery, Professional's Choice. We have a Texas-size store with a Texas-size selection. Cowboy Headquarters just south of the Loop on Highway 19 in Athens. Cowboy Headquarters is a destination you don't want to miss. Shop online now at cowboyhq.com.
Welcome back to Trinity Valley Community College on the campus here of TVCC in Athens, Texas. Day after Thanksgiving, and a lot of good hoops to go along with your leftovers. Hopefully you're enjoying all of that with us today. Let's get back to action here. 2:54 to go. It's a 4-point ball game. Cedar Valley with the ball.
Leftovers are a good thing sometimes. 2:45 to go here in this fourth quarter, and Cedar Valley loses control of it. Here comes Panola back down the floor, and for Panola, it's going to be Awe Fane driving all the way down the right side of the lane and laying it up and in.
Fane just too much down that on the steal and taking it to the basket.
Here's Cedar Valley in the lane, turnaround shot up and good for Nikayla Williams.
Not to be denied that time. Williams with a big basket. They needed that for sure.
2:15 and counting here in the fourth. 65-61. Panola leads. Phillies trailed by 10 at the end of the first quarter. Shot from outside for Panola hits the backboard and goes out of bounds. Not exactly what
there was still
Panola
14
needed
on the shot clock too, and it just wasn't a clean shot. It gives the Suns an opportunity to come back and cash in. They're only down 4.
As the ball goes into the lane, a foul is going to be called on Panola. Brianna Kopic will pick up the foul. It's going to be her third. Not in the act shooting though, so it'll be, or will it? Okay, I guess it will be shots coming forth here from Precious Jackson Sanders.
So it'll be a free throw opportunity here if they can connect without the clock moving. All important here, under 2 minutes to go.
65-61. And for Jackson Sanders, first shot no good. She's a 50-50 free throw shooter. Well, that means she makes this one, right?
I was going to say, she's got to make this one, Dale, right?
Yeah,
and does. I was going to say, it's going to be on us if she doesn't after we put the old hex on her. So 33-point game here. This is still anybody's ball game. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. What's your strategy if you're in that huddle right now?
Well, again, it's still early in the season. I realize it. But see, you got a Northwest Florida stage. You have a Trinity Valley. You have Three Rivers. Those teams, those programs, even at this early stage of the season, they understand situational awareness.
Yep.
I don't know that these two teams do.
Forced up a shot the last trip down and early in the shot clock. I mean, it's one thing if the clock's failing you.
Sure.
But, those things kind of come back to bite you sometimes.
Yeah, but if you're Panola and you've got a lead, one, you've got to find some ball handlers who can control the game out front for you. And then two, you got to know with 20 seconds on the shot clock not to put up a three-point attempt.
That's really, really good strategy with you.
And here is Panola bringing the ball down the floor underneath the basket, and the ball ends up being knocked out of bounds. That could have gone a lot of different directions.
Yeah, exactly, and that's, that takes a good bounce, really, for Cedar Valley. They don't have the ball, but that could have very easily been free throws.
Inbounds pass comes to Stevens. Stevens will get it back to Fane, and Fane out here at midcourt being guarded very closely by Thomas. Ball almost lost, taken by Young, and we will have a foul on the floor before Young could go to the basket for a shot.
They're going to get Williams underneath with a foul.
I believe that is her third, maybe for a second. Paige Taylor back in for Panola. Minute and a half to go here in this fourth quarter. 65-62, Panola basketball. The inbounds pass comes to Young. Back outside it goes to Wells. Young underneath, Taylor left open. Good ball movement there.
Yeah, it was. Young with some great vision.
One of the best sequences for Panola this entire game. 67-62, shot now from way outside for Cedar Valley. No good, rebound underneath, shot no good. Rebound again, tipped up in the air, and a tie ball as Jackson Sanders was right in the middle of that one, trying to get that one.
It'll be Philly's ball, I believe. They're pointing their direction. That's a big one there. 5-point lead and the basketball.
And again for Panola, if the Phillies can come back and win this thing as ugly as they played in the first quarter,
yeah,
they'll take it.
Absolutely. That'll be a big,
And for Cedar Valley, you got to look at it like, man, this is one we let get away. .102 to go here in the fourth. Cedar Valley with a full court press. Panola trying to get it across. They do. Fane will have it here at midcourt. 67-62, Panola lead. Pass goes down low. Shot up and good for Hannah Young. Lost control of the ball and got it back in time to make the shot.
Oh, threw it up into the stands on the attempt to get a three-pointer off, just not where she thought she was going to be.
Yep. So Cedar Valley kind of having a hard go of it here in the latter stages. 69-62 Panola.
You got a foul, man. Clock's dissipating on you here.
Fane puts up a shot from outside, no good. Thomas with the rebound. Back down the floor. Pass underneath to Jackson Sanders, and as she goes up for a shot, is going to be fouled. Caleb Wells will pick up the foul for Panola.
Boy, the Suns still, they're going to have to come through at the free throw line there, and then you got to put them on the line. You can't let that 19 seconds just go away.
Yeah.
You got to put them on the line and try to hit a couple of threes here.
You're going to need some steals here real fast.
Yeah. Jackson Sanders, precious Jackson Sanders at the line here. Got to handle business on the front end.
And the shot is up and good.
And the person you don't want to foul after this will be number 4, Kopic.
Yeah.
She's had a good day at the stripe.
Sanders hits both shots.
So timeout on the floor. Phillies will talk about it here with 19 seconds left.
Yeah, 5-point lead. It seems okay, certainly with 19 seconds left, but Cedar Valley, in Cedar Valley, they've hit 6 3-point shots in the game, so they are certainly capable of the outside shot. We know they're good at the free throw line.
Yeah, Mia Thomas has really been very strong from behind the arc this afternoon, and they're talking about that today. Also checking in right now is Taylor Elam, number 4 for the Suns. So we think might be for her availability as far as behind the arc.
Panola will take the ball out of bounds right here next to us at the Panola bench. Comes into Fane. Fane being guarded closely by Thomas. Clock runs, 13 seconds to go here. Fane goes left, back to her right.
Dribble it out.
And Thomas has got a foul or steal or something and ends up going in the back court. And 1 second to go, ball's going to go out of bounds. So, again, kind of a situational awareness thing there. Thomas.
I'm a little surprised that they didn't come out of that timeout with an
immediate
hard foul quick.
Yeah.
Get them on the line. But we got 1 second left in this. The outcome's decided by how much. We have no idea. We'll see what happens here with 1 to go.
69-64.
Panola's got to feel really good about getting a W here, the way this thing started for them.
Yeah, and again, as the ball comes inbounds to Thomas, and Thomas was looking to pass off to somebody. So very interesting, well, an interesting beginning and end to this one as Panola comes from behind to win it 69-64.
So congrats to the Phillies who come back. They trailed most of that, all of the first half, came back and took the lead.
Yeah, we weren't tied until 31-31, and that came in the third quarter and ended up being tied 8 times during the second half of the ball game. But again, an 18-8 Cedar Valley first quarter ends up being a 69-64 Panola victory, and Panola goes to 3-3 on the season. And for Cedar Valley, they are now 4-3. For Panola, again, they'll take on LSU Eunice at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Cedar Valley will hang around and take on Hill at 5 o'clock on Saturday.
So that'll wrap up this first one here. Panola leading, getting the early win. Leading scorer on the afternoon, number 3. That was, well, that's not right. I'm looking at the wrong spot on the board.
Triana Kopic ended up with 24
for
Panola.
Yeah, 45 of the 69 points for Panola between Kopic and Faine. So 24 and 21 respectively. And great effort by them to start this Budke Serna.
And of course for Awefani, she averages 23 a ball game, ended up with 21.
Off her average.
Triana Kopic, now you talk off your average.
She came up hard.
24 today, she averages 3.5.
That is huge.
But Panola needed somebody to step up and be
She
huge.
definitely stepped up, and like you said, she was that calming force at the free throw line today because all of the wheels were off as far as free throws were going, and she came up big in a big way, and now leads her team on to that win, 69-64. So as we look on to the next round, it's going to be Paris coming up here versus LSU Eunice. That game scheduled for 1 o'clock, but it's about 26 minutes away, according to the board. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more of the Budke Serna Thanksgiving Classic right after this on the Cardinals Sports Network.